Here we are in Philadelphia at the famous and unique Barnes Foundation. In this museum there are countless Cezannes, and I've chosen this particular Cezanne because it fits within the book that I've written where Cezanne is predominantly figured, The Dream Collector, Sigmund Freud. And the protagonist and dream collector of this novel is Julie Ferret. And when she comes to Paris, she becomes very excited about Impressionist art. And then she comes across another artist who doesn't quite fit the bill. And I'd like to give you a brief description on how Julie Ferret falls sort of in love with Cezanne's work. It is difficult and awkward to explain my affair with the painter Paul Cezanne, a touch of willful delusion on my part. I was drawn to the mystery of him. It began in Montmartre when searching for paintings that might please the Charcot family. I was on the narrow Rue Clausel in front of an inconspicuous paint shop. Displayed in the window, a rather odd pairing of paintings caught my attention. What brave-hearted merchant, I mused, would dare exhibit such a disparate coupling of genres, a nude and a still life? Perhaps the shop owner had hopes that at least one of the offered fruits might lure a customer.
Yes, he does.
But now we shall pause. That was a brief pause while a tour ran through this particular room. So as I was saying, perhaps the shop owner had hopes that at least one of the offered fruits might lure a customer. The nude I found extraordinarily hideous, her flesh shrouded in cement gray, a body cobbled together as if by a street paver. The still lifes, however, would not let me leave. A bowl of fruit on a table, say two, nothing more than fruit, oranges, lemons, apples, pears, but so solidly painted as to seem imperishable. The fruit, piled in a ceramic bowl and on the table, rested precariously on that tilted table and appeared quite ready to roll riotously from out of the canvas. Yet everything on the tilted table somehow remained locked in place. My new passion after several months of living in Paris was Impressionism, but this painting gave me none of Impressionism's éclat. There was no blur of motion, no dissolvement of form, no bravura flurry of brushstrokes, yet the facture, the brushwork, enthralled me. I ransacked my mind, searching for a word to convey how the artist used his brush. Construction. He constructs, I decided. The bell above the shop door tinkled when a kindly-looking gentleman stepped out, peering over a pair of spectacles, perched at the end of a bulbous nose. I had been caught standing awestruck in front of the painting. I see that Mademoiselle has discovered the Sphinx. The Sphinx? Paul Cezanne, the greatest living painter in France. I have never heard of him. The man removed and placed his spectacles in his breast pocket. So far, he is known only among the elite, the elect, those with intent understanding of painting technique, most often other painters. I returned the gentleman's smile, eager to learn more. Then he is a painter's painter. Mademoiselle is most perspective, he happily noted. Which painting captures your fancy, his early or later work? He painted both, I was surprised. I found the boulder-like shapes that formed the nude too turbulent. The still life is most recent, he said. That is my preference. Would you be interested in purchasing it? He inquired hopefully. I am the shopkeeper, he added, managing to button up a tight-fitting jacket of rough blue cloth. Well, not for myself, explaining my role of appraising new art for my employers, the Charcot family. So you are their art muse, he decided. That is a most flattering way of putting it. He invited me inside the shop, brought me a chair, and then brought over the Cezanne still life. Putting his metal spectacles back on, he sat beside me, the canvas on his lap. His stubby fingers gazed lightly over the brightly colored fruit. Does not the brushwork intrigue mademoiselle? He asked the paint maker. Yes, it does. He has rethought the Impressionist stroke, he said. Instead of Impressionism's flickering commas, the Sphinx offers geometric mystery. Julian Tanguy, I soon discovered, had an unwavering reverence for Cezanne's work, as I do too. Thank you for our visit at the barn.